The weather's been interesting. Keeping me on my toes, that's for sure.
I see it.
Yeah. Well, it's 7 o'clock, so I'll call this meeting to order. This is the regular city council meeting. The date is January 7th, 2019. And our first order of business is the pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, welcome everybody. Happy New Year to everybody. On a day that was a little on the slippery side this morning. So the next item is the swearing in of city council members. We have elected the new mayor, myself, and Mike Maroney, and Gary Bakken in the last election, and so we need to be sworn in.
So if I have the three of you stand, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Tom Lehigh,
Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and of the state of Minnesota and fully discharge the duties of your position
and of the state of Minnesota
and fully discharge the duties of mayor
in the city of Breezy Point, in the county of Crow Wing,
in the city of Breezy Point, in the county of Crow Wing,
and the state of Minnesota to the best of my judgment and ability, so help me God.
in the state of Minnesota to the best of my abilities, so help me God.
Help God.
You're all in.
My doctor pulled that on me on my physical this year.
Now we're legal.
Yep.
Next item is the consent calendar, and there is one item on the consent calendar that we need to pull off. It's item C, the Fletcher Foundation cemetery donation. Our city administrator has noted the fact that donations must be accepted via a resolution, and so we will get to that under the mayor's reports, and so we will delete it from the consent calendar. All those in favor of deleting that and adding it to the mayor's report, say aye.
Aye.
The other remaining items of the consent calendar are the minutes from December 3rd, the approval of claims totaling $51,148.06, which is electronic checks 2220E through 2222E, paper checks 134,851 through 134,865, 134,868 through 134,870 through 134,885, and 134,888 through 134,914. Is there anything else that somebody would like to have taken off and discussed separately? Councilman Maroney?
No.
No.
Councilman Ball?
No.
Bakken?
No, sir.
All those in favor of the consent calendar, please say aye.
Aye.
The consent calendar is approved with the deletion of the Fletcher Foundation donation. Next is open forum. Anybody wishing to come before the city council on any topic whatsoever may do so at this time. Please state your name and address and tell us what you think.
Clifford Muller, 30360 Airport Road, Airport Manager. And I'd like to thank Joe and his crew for a great job plowing the snow. And we got a date set for our aviation days this year, which would be May 4th. And I'd like to get the city's approval again with the street closure. And it should be an interesting year. We've got possibly 3 or 4 hangars coming in this year. So other than that, everything's going well.
Good.
Some new members, excitement about that. Gets better each year. I keep inviting warbirds, so maybe we can get a couple more this year. So it's my pleasure to do it.
Yes, this is an event we look forward to every single year, and we just thank you for heading all that up. And we just, like I say, we'll get coordinated with the police as far as getting roads blocked off and
Okay.
all that like we did in the past. So there will be
Advertising and so forth, we'll
Yep.
put it on the fence again, and it's, works out pretty well.
yes. Thank you. Anybody else for open forum? Next item of business is the mayor and city council reports. An annual thing every year is to make appointments, and I did announce in the December meeting that we would be leaving all of the committee appointments the same for 2019. You have before you Resolution 1901, which lists all of the committee assignments. So there shouldn't be any surprises since it's exactly the same assignments that you had last year. So I'll entertain a motion to approve Resolution 1901.
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Further discussion?
None.
Gary?
None.
Rebecca?
None.
Gary?
None.
All those in favor of Resolution 1901, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution 1901 is adopted. Next thing, you have one that says Resolution 19-, and that is going to be Resolution 1905. It's a resolution accepting the donations. And this Minnesota statute that we found requires a resolution is listed there. It's Minnesota statute 46503. And the donations that we are accepting is the Fletcher Foundation donation of $10,000 to the Pelican Woods Cemetery, and a donation from Joni Anderson for $100, which was mailed to the police department. I'll entertain a resolution to accept Resolution 1905, accepting the donations to the city.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Mike?
No.
Gary? Rebecca? Gary?
Thanks again to the Fletcher Foundation. They've been a godsend.
And, okay, all those in favor of approving Resolution 1905, accepting the donations, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution accepting the donations approved. And I just want to follow up to what Councilman Bakken saying. Fletcher Foundation has been very generous to the city of Breezy Point, and they have done, we have done a lot with the money that they have donated to us, and we are very much appreciated their donations. And I also like to echo what Cliff said about our Public Works Department. The snow that we got in end of December, I think they did a marvelous job in getting those streets cleaned in pretty short order. So make sure the guys know that the city is very appreciative of what they got done. The other thing I'd kind of like to just go over, very quickly, the goals that I would like to see for this year. And the first one being, to continue on with the comp plan, to get the public meetings on those, get those things started and get it to the point where we can actually start having meetings and getting the drafting of the first drafts of the text done and get those into the approval process. So that is a big goal that I'd like to see done this year. And also, the way the budget is turning out, I feel we have a really good handle on our budget. So I want to continue with the pay-as-you-go process for our capital projects, roads, and public works improvements. That is, I think, good fiscal responsibility. And along with that, I just like to see the city grow a little bit every year. And so that's our goal, is to have more houses, grow the city, encourage business development. So, council member reports. I'll start with you, Mike. Anything?
I do have something. Officer Joe Garcia had a life-saving award presented to him by the Pelican Township for saving and extending the life of an individual. I, along with the chief, and also Kevin Lee with the North Ambulance, attended that meeting. You know, again, we bring it up every time that we have one of these, but I believe we have a great program here with the police department and the paramedic program. It's a great asset to the community here. And I do want to say thank you to the paper for publishing the article. It was very thoughtful and nice to see that.
Thank you. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Gary?
Not at this time.
Okay. Rebecca?
Just that the next comp plan meeting will be January 23rd. That's a Wednesday. And we'll be going out with an agenda and specific time for that meeting in the next week or so.
Okay, very good. Gary?
Nothing to say other than to piggyback on, we love our Echo.
We all echo that remark.
Yeah.
Okay, committee reports. Mike, anything from roads personnel?
No, not at this
Okay.
meeting.
Gary?
No,
Cable?
not at
Rebecca?
No.
Gary?
No, sir.
Chalk that one off quick. Administrator and staff reports. We have in our packet two people that would like to donate lots. And the first one is from a Carol Castiger. We have Resolution 1902, and also part of your packet, you have description of the property. The staff has been contacted by these two parties, and where they would like to donate the lots. They don't have any interest in developing those lots, and so from the standpoint of the city, we can accept the lots or we can not accept the lots. And at this point, I will open it up to discussion. The first one will be discussing the Castiger lot, which you have the PID located there, and you also have the general information on the lot, as well as the aerial photograph of where the lot is located. This one is located right on County Road 11 between Rainier Drive and Pueblo Circle. It's right across from the intersection of O'Ray Drive. Mike, I'll start with you for discussion on this.
I have nothing further to add than what the administrator's already claimed. With no immediate use right now, it's just something to have in the docket there.
Okay. Gary?
Just that the two were described as being on parcels located on minimum maintenance road, but that
Right.
one is on County Road 11, which I would think would make it
Right. Yeah.
overly valuable.
Right. Yeah, this, the lot that we're talking about, Lot 47, White Birch 11, that's a fully buildable lot. And it's approximately an acre in size. Rebecca, I'll go to you.
Yeah, no, I don't have anything.
Gary?
Nothing, sir.
Okay. So I'll entertain a motion, this is Resolution 1902, to accept the donation of the lot block 1, Lot 47, White Birch 11, from Carol Castiger.
So move.
Is there a second?
Second?
Further discussion? Michael, anything? Gary?
No.
Rebecca?
No.
Gary?
No, sir.
All those in favor of Resolution 1902 to accept the lot donation from Carol Castiger, please say aye.
Aye.
The resolution is approved. The next one is Resolution 1903. These are two very small lots on a unimproved road. It's just off of Ski Chalet and Airport Road, just kind of right around the corner there. And they're very small lots. They're, as they stand right now, these are unbuildable lots. So I'll open it up to discussion, and I'll start with you again, Mike.
Nothing further than that.
Okay. Gary?
When they're on unimproved roads like that, but they're very close to a public road, is there what would the person have to do to be able to build on those? Is there anything, can they have that road improved themselves?
Well, the buildable, or the non-buildable issue with those lots is that they're just too small. The lot itself is zoned R3, and in order to build on an R3 lot without sewer, you have to have at least 20,000 square feet. Now, the size of these two lots together is only 14,000 square feet.
Okay.
Sewer's not there, so these would be essentially orphan lots. The only thing that we could do with them would be to hold them and to see if we can find somebody else that would like to combine with the development or something like that.
Okay.
It would be a little bit of work on our side, on our part. Rebecca?
Nothing further.
Gary?
Nothing?
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve Resolution 1903, accepting the donation of lots 47 and 48 for the 24th edition to Breezy Point Estates from Calvin Ladd.
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Anything else? Okay, all those in favor of Resolution 1903, please say aye.
Aye.
The resolution accepting lots for resolution, as per Resolution 1903 from the Calvin Ladd is approved. Next item is the release of escrow funds for the North Star Center. When we started the project, we had $111,000 in escrow funds to ensure that specific items have been completed. And to this point, according to the engineer's report, we've, oh, not coming up, okay. All of the items the city required regarding to the record drawing submittal have been addressed. There's just a few more items left to be done, in which case we are requesting that we would release $91,000 be released back to White Birch, and that would leave $20,000 left in the escrow fund to complete other expenses, to use for other expenses, and plus a 10% retainage until the project is complete. I'll entertain a resolution to approve Resolution 1904, I'm sorry, to approve the motion to, entertain a motion to release the $91,000 in escrow funds to White Birch.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Discussion. Start with you this time, Gary. Anything?
I have none.
Okay. Rebecca?
Clear to me.
No, nothing.
Gary?
None.
Mike?
None.
All those in favor of releasing the 91,000, please say aye.
Aye.
The escrow funds can be released. Next item we have is the feasibility study for the Suffolk and White Birch Drive. We've requested proposal to look at a feasibility study for improving the sanitary and sewer improvements on roadways of for White Birch, Papago Circle, and Suffolk Drive. This is essentially a feasibility study, gives us the preliminary engineering and stuff that would say that this is a viable project. And the cost of this feasibility study is proposed to be $8,500, and that includes the report. And then if that is approved, then there will be another additional $1,500 that would be required to add the final information for the public hearing. This is a project that is associated with the White Birch Village project, and this is something that we've been having in the hopper here for quite a while. So at this point, I will entertain a motion to authorize Woodseth, Smith, and Nolting to proceed with the feasibility study.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Gary?
No.
Rebecca?
No.
Gary?
No.
Mike?
None.
All those in favor of authorizing WSN to complete the resolution study, please say aye.
Aye.
So we'll get proceeded on that. Next item, and is the our Bladec approval. We have the 2019 contract with Bladec. We have been working with Bladec for the last year or so, and to enhance the economic development in the city. So we have the first item that's listed there is the annual contract for the amount of $2,000. And so at this point, I will entertain a motion to approve the contract with Bladec for 2019.
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Discussion. Gary, I'll start with you.
Yes, question comes to mind. We had some conversations here, I don't know, 3-4 months ago, and the gentleman that was here at that meeting in the table out here, if you recall that meeting, I forget his name, was talking about searching for grants, etc.
That was from their firm, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yep, yes, I recall.
And has there been any contact from him since that meeting? He seemed rather, he seemed very earnest and to get some stuff done. Seems to me it's been some time. You've heard nothing.
He's given us some information. What the topics that we were talking about grants for was, I recall, the portion of the conversation was related to, attracting physicians and pharmacists for the development up there, or was there other areas?
No, the development of affordable housing, apartments, that type of thing. He was going to search for grants, monies available.
And I can go back to, like you said, it was a couple months back. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
some time back, but that kind of stuck in my craw, and I haven't heard anything back from him to the city.
I will forward those on to you.
Thank you, sir.
Anything else? Rebecca?
No, I don't have anything at this time. I think obviously we're looking for, some sort of movement
Results.
from them.
is what
And I
I'm
know that
looking
was
for.
your concern in the past, but yeah, I don't have anything else right now.
Gary?
Yeah, as I remember the last time when we talked about it, we had said that this was what's the word I'm looking for, was an asset or a plus as far as promoting the city of Breezy Point, and that they were a valuable asset in that area. Is that not correct?
That is indeed very true.
Okay, that was my understanding. I'm glad Gary remembered that, because that is an important thing we should look into. But my thought at the time when we discussed it, without it, it would not be good, because they are an asset, so.
Yeah,
That's all.
Michael?
I'm in favor of it. I know Bladec has done a number of things in the Crow Wing County. While we may not see a lot of direct results here in Breezy Point, I believe we get the indirect results. According to the representation clause here, when they add jobs and they promote the areas, we are promoted indirectly. So I'm in favor of supporting the Bladec.
Right, and I think we need to keep in mind that the amount that we pay, $2,000, is significantly less than what, like the Brainerd and the Baxters and those people are paying in. And so, yes, we are, as you say, we're kind of on the shirt tails, but we are getting a benefit from them. So All those in favor of approving the contract with Bladek for 2019, please say aye.
Aye.
Contract is approved. Um, The second item is the list of dates to review the accomplishments. Patrick, is this like, everybody's going to go together on this, or what is I'm a little confused when I was reading through this.
This is a new endeavor by Bladek to try to get out and get more people involved, and that's why they threw out a variety of dates. For example, the ones that might be most easy for Breezy Point council members would be the Pequot or the Cross Lake meetings because they're near us. But when I talked with Sheila and expressed my surprise over this, I said, well, there's no evening meetings. Some of our council members work during the day, and that's not what they're going to supply this year. This is what they're offering, and to see how it works out. But just in case, typically we would just send this out as a blanket letter to you, and
Okay.
my concern is that all of a sudden, 3 of you might go to the Cross Lake meeting, and we don't have it notified as a potential meeting.
That
of
was
council
my
members.
concern, is, was this the type of thing where we pick a date and we're all going at once?
No,
or
you can do whatever you want. It's just,
whatever we want?
it would be helpful if staff knew, and all of a sudden that 3 of you didn't show up at one meeting.
Okay,
Not that that can't happen, it's just that we just have to then adjourn to that meeting so that the public knows there may be a quorum of council members there. You may not even be sitting at the same table, but if you're receiving information that relates to the city of Breezy Point and someday in the future taking action, like approving a contract for Blade Act, it's technically an open meeting issue then. No violations, just making sure we try to keep everybody up to speed.
okay. So anyway, these are the dates. If you decide that you wanted to, first off, you can decide if you want to attend this, as a council member. And secondly, when you do decide, let the city know as to what date you have picked. That's essentially all we need to
Yes.
say about that.
Do you want us to let you know now or just email?
You can let us know now, or just,
I'll attend the February 20th one. at
In
the-
Brainerd?
In Brainerd,
Okay.
from 5:30 to 6:30.
okay. I was going to attend the February 19th one, so. If anybody else knows their calendar intimately, but.
I don't know my
Whenever
tomorrow.
How about 7:30? I wanted it.
I'll let you know, but then the 19th will probably most likely be the one that works for me.
Yeah, so I mean, just let city know, let Patrick know
Yep.
as to when you want to attend.
I'll be gone the month of February.
Oh, that's right, you're gone, so. The third thing has to do with their year-end annual meeting, which is at the Arrowwood Lodge. It's a luncheon meeting, cost is $20. That's on February 25th. You just get a hold of Megan Rabine at Bladek, and she can make the reservations for you. It's basically an open invitation. So, again, I'm planning to attend. If you do plan to attend, just let Patrick know that, we could be there. I went last year. It's actually very informative. You get to get an idea as to what Bladek is doing throughout the area.
And they have an annual speaker, like a couple years back, they had the owner of the paper plant there, I believe, and just exciting things that are happening in the area, so.
It's worthwhile. It's worth $20. It's a good lunch. So, next item is Scott Sadusky, our building official. You have the current list of permits that were issued for 2018. And I was really excited to see, that we had 19 new houses go up. That was really good. So, Scott, I'll just turn it over to you at this point.
Thanks, Mayor and fellow council members. 2018 was a pretty average year for number of permits, but we had a lot more. We had a few more houses than we did the previous year. We had White Birch doing the clinic, so we had a lot more commercial than what we normally have. And it's about 150 permits for a city this size is pretty good compliance with the building code. I haven't been to a meeting in a long time, and I was gonna be at, help with the tour tonight, so I thought I'd come and address you. Rebecca, I haven't even met you. Everybody else I think I know, but especially Gary. It's funny because the last time I went to a meeting was 9 years ago, and Gary was sitting on the left-hand side. And I'm like, he's always sitting on the left-hand side.
I'm on right wing.
But I also want to take this opportunity, I'm in, Breezy Point was in my first city. I started 13 years ago here. I was clean shaven, I had a full head of hair and no gray hair, and I was 15 pounds lighter. And now I have 9 cities, and I just wanted to thank you for letting me have my start. And this is still one of my favorite cities to work in, and I really love the people and the attitudes up here. So thanks very much.
I've heard a lot of good words and compliments for your ability to come in and do an inspection. And, the best way to put it is you're fair. You make sure that they build it to code, and if they have specific problems, you work out a solution, which is, very, very admirable, because it's a win-win for both sides. So,
Thank you.
any questions for Scott at this point?
I have none.
Just one. Quit fishing. You want to? And how many? You have a couple of employees also?
Yeah, I actually have 3 employees. I only have one that really works in this area, and he's actually a resident of the city and actually built a house in this city and got interested in codes, and as they say, the rest is history.
Well, it's nice to see you succeed. You've done in my opinion, an excellent job as the mayor alluded to, and I've heard not one bad word, not one.
So let's not let Bob speak then.
No!
Speaking of Bob, so at this point, we will adjourn the city council. We've completed our agenda items for tonight. The next thing we're going to do is adjourn over to the North Star Center and for a tour of the facility. Everybody is welcome to come. The building is partially constructed, so it's a good idea to see what the progress is, and we're really looking forward to this. And I think everything is going to be ready, so we'll just drive over there, and we're going the parking lot off of Ranchette there, right? Okay.
If you wouldn't mind, Mayor, if I could just have just a couple of minutes. First of all, as the mayor alluded, it is an active construction site, so a couple of things to pay attention to on your footing part for sure for slips, trips, and falls safety is that there's, wires and electrical conduits and things scattered about the parking lot as well as inside the building for lighting and ventilation and things that's going on. Right now they're primarily working on sheetrocking, so there's nothing above that's falling and any kind of height things that you need to be worried about. We've tried to light it the best we can. All the rooms aren't, it's not lit like this. It's got temporary lighting, so there are some dark corners and so forth, so just be mindful of your surroundings when you're out there. And if you have questions, I've got a couple of flashlights in my pocket. I can, try to help you. But, just to be careful of that. Well, I see that the note says hard hat required. I've got 5 hard hats out there, so I guess the contractor didn't feel it was necessary just because of where they're at in construction at the moment. If you feel that if you're not feeling comfortable with coming in without a hard hat, I guess you can wait for a tour to go through, and then we can switch hard hats out and we can run through another group. It's totally up to those that want to go through, but you can come in the entranceway and see and kind of judge for yourself if you feel comfortable in that. I was just through it a minute ago, making sure there were some hard hats, so so I did make a quick run through it to see if I could find any more, and there's 5, and that's what's available at the time. So just again, it is still slippery out there. The pavement melted, and the dark weather upon us right now, refroze some of those paved surfaces, so even when you're driving out there, be careful on that driveways going in, they're really slippery, and when you get out, slippery, so, yeah, just, and we'll be there, and Bob and I, and I guess Scott will, kind of assist you and go through the building. We've made some handouts for you, some of them are rather small as far as what the floor plans
Okay.
look like. The pharmacy and the clinic are two different tenants, and so they're not joined. We'll have to go through each one separately.
Mhm.
Pharmacy will be pretty easy because it's just kind of one open space with some rooms in it. The clinic we'll go around a little ways and come back out, so it's not real complicated, but
Okay.
it's a lot of spaces to look at. So
Right.
if you have questions during or after you get back, you can always glance through the pictures, and if you have any questions, don't ever hesitate to, get a hold of Bob or I or the administrator, and we'll try to resolve or answer questions that we can, so.
Okay,
All right,
Thank you.
I'll donate my hard hat for you.